It's the Daddy Show. Step off.
It's time for the main event.
Hey, what is up? Welcome back to the program, folks. Thank you for tuning in. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tom Clark, and this right here, eventually, I got to clip this down. I'm so embarrassed. What's up, kids? It's Tom Clark's main event. Shut up. Man, I got to get that intro. Every week, it's the same old story, same old song and dance. My friend, every week, it's the same thing. I freaking go live. I can't get the timing right on the song. It's embarrassing. I'm supposed to be a pro. I don't know what's wrong with me. My God in heaven. It's bad, you know. It's bad. But you know what? We power through. Happy Friday, kids. Guess what? We made it. Fridays are fun, aren't they? I think so. I tend to look forward to Fridays quite a bit. No kidding. I enjoy them. Apologies for not being focused, laser focused. I got 3 things happening at one time. So apologies. Do me a favor before I start saying hello. Smash the like button, kids, please, and thank you. Give it the old thumbs up. I appreciate you all. That would mean loads to me. And part 2 of this ask, it's the same thing every week. If you will, please, please, please share this feed on your Facebook page. Share this video. I'm not asking for much. I don't want money. I don't want your sponsorship. However, if you want to sponsor the show and got money, hit me up. I'll never turn it down. Trust me. Unless you're selling like guns or other such evil devices or whatever, or weapons of mayhem and destruction, I will probably let you sponsor the show. Slots are open, but filling up quick. Hey, man, I'm not kidding. If you got a business or an online, company or whatever, and you want to sponsor the show, baby, holler at your boy. I'll hook you up. I'll run a professional commercial for you. It'll sound great. I promise you. I'll push your socials, your website, whatever you need. Not a problem. We're going to say hello now. Again, smash the like button, kids, all of you. Please and thank you. Let's do this. First to the table today is Brendan McKenzie. I dig that avatar. How are you, sir? Carlos, what's up? Guten Tag, Sandy, Germany. Where have you been, man? Say, man, where you been, man? We've been looking for you. Yeah, we've seen you around Burgerville lately. So where you been, huh? If anybody gets that reference, good on you. What's up, Ray all day? Good to see you. Sugar Shane in the house. Good to see you, my friend. Chris with a K. What's going on, dude? Got to go to the bank. What you going to the bank for? To sponsor the show? Huh? All right. Eric Jackson, what's going on? Good to see you. Good to see you. Tony Bennett passed away. I didn't know that. Tony Bennett is a classic. We're going to get to that Blood and Guts match there, Chris with a K. Never you fear. It's a coming. It's a coming. What's up, Joshua? Good to see you, man. Ray is hitting me up. Oh, Ray, guess what I done did? I've got a brand new 6M podcast logo coming next week. Next week is episode 150 of the show. Segue. By the way, if you are so inclined, please check out 2 different podcasts. Tom Clark's 6M podcasts. We hit movies, music, Marvel, magazines, miniseries, and more. And also 2 Nations Under Ted, a Ted Lasso podcast. That podcast is going live. I'm announcing it here today. Are you ready? August 12th is when we're going to put that bad boy out. It's going to coincide with the football season kicking off in England. Ted Lasso is a show about football, English football, which of course is soccer to us here in the States. So we wanted the first episode to drop and mean something for the release date. So we picked August 12th. Subscribe to 2 Nations Under Ted, a Ted Lasso podcast if you're a fan of the show. I promise you we're going to do it justice, and we're not going to let you down. We've got the first 8 episodes of season 1 recorded already. The last 2 will be recorded in a couple of weeks. And then by that time, we'll be ready to release season 1. After all 10 episodes are out, we're going to do a wrap-up episode running down season 1. That we're in the process of all this, working on season 2. There are 3 seasons total, 34 episodes total. So there you go. If you're a fan of Ted Lasso, please and thank you. Yeah. Guys, let me know what you think. Apologies for this. I hate to type when I'm live. It's embarrassing and unprofessional, really. However, I'm juggling balls. I'm a ball juggler. I works in the circus. E says, call me King E. King E? King E? King E? Let's see, Sandy. Where are you? Who said they went to Money in the Bank? You were at Money in the Bank? Well done, dude. Did you have fun? Nice. Well done, Sandy in Germany. Man, Tom Clark's main event been bringing people together for a while. Thanks again, everybody, for hanging out. I know I say this. I do try to remind everyone here as much as I can and try to say thank you and be polite and everything. But thank you, guys. I appreciate you always tuning in. The end of the week, I'm pretty wiped out, if I'm being honest with you. But it's always a it's always a pleasure to be here. So there you go. All right. Well, there you go. Sorry about that. We've got a lot of show to get to today here, kids. Again, smash the like button if you will. No, Philip, I don't believe so. I think that was all. He was just working. I think he was working. I can't guarantee you that, but I think he was just working when Pac walked off. Ray, drinking from the Tom Clark's main event mug. I did that yesterday, actually. Sandy said it was awesome. I saw Cena and Roman got pinned, and Roman got pinned live. Wow. I'm telling you, that's good stuff. Brandon says Adam Cole and MJF, great stuff. I agree. Let me tell you what I think about that. I think that when the time comes to do the screw job, that MJF is going to attempt it, and that Adam Cole is going to be the one to stop it. I think Adam Cole as a character is much, much too intelligent to fall for this. He knows straight out, he knows who and what MJF is, and he wants that world championship. Now, that's what I think. If anyone believes that MJF's coming out of this as a babyface, that's what I have to say to that. Ricardo, thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. Joshua says that man of the hour, Dirty Dom. Boy, a lot of people hate that kid. Good. They're supposed to. Alma doing pretty good. Good to see you. Having a Philly show. That sounds good. Peach tea. I'm not much of a tea guy. I only drink water and coffee. I don't even do I don't do anything else. No tea, no soda, no nothing. All right. Well, guess what? Apologies. We're going to try to get back to the show. Again, thank you guys for being patient with me. We got loads and loads of stuff to talk about here today. Let's get into it. Who is going to watch Ring of Honor Death Before Dishonor, kids? You guys let me know who's going to watch it here live tonight. I'll check it out, but I'll probably watch the replay. I may or may not watch it live. Possibly I will. I'm picking up my nephew. Or my nephew's going to be staying with me tonight at the house. So I can't say the kid is a wrestling kid, but he won't turn down watching it. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't watch a whole lot where he's at. So there you go. I may go ahead and get it and we can watch it live. Let's talk about this card. This card's pretty big, man. There are 12 matches here. Let's get into it. Commander versus Gravity. That should be a fun one, yeah? Then we also have the Mogul Embassy of Brian Cage, Bishop Kaneto Leona with Prince Nana against Master Wada, Ryusuke Taguchi, I'll get it, and Leon Ruffin. 6-man tag team match for the Ring of Honor World 6-man tag team championships. That should be really good. Taguchi's a veteran. He knows his way around the ring. Leon Ruff is today and was yesterday a really good worker. Master Wato, dude, if you know anything about Master Wato's story of how it came up in New Japan and how when they first brought him back with that gimmick, it was just kind of Dude, Wato's turned into a good little talent, man. I'm not even making that up. That little dude can work. All right. So I'm very much looking forward to that as well. The Righteous, Vincent Dunches, Stu Grayson versus the Dark Order in a fight without honor. That should be pretty fun all over the building, yeah? The Lucha Brothers, Pintel Zaramito and Rey Fenix with Alex Abrahantes versus the Kingdom of Matt Taven and Mike Bennett with Maria Kanellis Bennett and best friends Chuck Taylor and Trent Beretta and Aussie Open, Kyle Fletcher. And look out, Mark Davis is back, baby. 4-way tag team match for the ROH World Tag Team Championships. I freaking cannot wait for this. This is going to be such a fun match. I love Aussie Open. Aussie. Oi, oi, oi. Holy Lord, this is going to be fun. I can't wait for it. Action Andretti and Darius Martin versus the workhorse of Anthony Henry and J.D. Drake. There you go. North Carolina's own J.D. Drake. Tag team match. Layla Hirsch versus Trish Adora, a singles match. A.R. Fox versus Shane Taylor in a singles match. Josh the Goods Woods versus Tracy Williams. They were former partners in the faction. Oh, and I won't be able to remember the faction now. Hot Sauce Tracy Williams. Pure Rules Wrestling match. Pure Wrestling Rules match. There you go. And then we have Samoa Joe versus Dalton Castle for the ROH World TV Championship. I suspect Dalton's not going over, but this is going to be a fun match, yeah? Katsuyori Shibata defending the Pure Rules the ROH Pure Championship, in a Pure Wrestling Rules match against Daniel Garcia. That should be a banger. And also the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Championship, Claudio Castagnoli versus Pac. What do you guys think about that card, dude? That card is good, yeah? Man, I'm looking forward to that. Chris with the K says Pac might win the title. It could be. I actually have that in the back of my head as well. Yeah. So, yeah, we'll see. Ray says Pac might win. Can't see Joe losing and love to see Aussie Open win. I can't disagree with any of that, to be honest with you. I can't disagree with any of that. Would you put the championships, would you take them off Penta and Ray? My answer is yes. Want to know why? I think it's been long enough. My opinion, I think it's been long enough. And I think you can do it and not hurt anybody. You definitely won't hurt them. And I really don't think you'll hurt anybody else either. I'm not kidding. That's kind of how I feel. You know what I mean? I think it's fine, honestly. I think it's fine. I personally don't see any problem with that at all. I think it'd be good. I'd love to see Aussie Open win it. Ray says, any shot a strong turns on Cole with MJ? I thought about that. It's possible. Roddy's a pretty good henchman. Roddy's a pretty good henchman, man. For sure. All right. What do I think of AR Fox? Philip Ullman says, I'm a big AR Fox guy. I saw the guy live before he ever went to AEW. Excellent worker. AR Fox is like 55. I'm just kidding. He's been around for a little while. I saw him online on IWTV, working in several indie feds before I ever saw him in AEW. So I kind of was all very familiar with him before he ever got there. We got birthdays coming up. Yeah. Happy upcoming birthday to everyone. Everybody out there counting up the days of their birthday. That's fun stuff. Alma says that Clark is banging. Pac might win too. Samoa Joe for the win. Yeah. I mean, it's going to take a hoss to beat Samoa Joe, or it's going to take not a fluke, but an unsuspected win. You know what I mean? Timothy says, hopefully this year Ring of Honor pay-per-view be as good as last year. I agree. Look, can listen. Can you guys just appreciate, I know I always talk about this every time, so my apologies for boring you if I am. Can you guys even appreciate how good we have it right now in 2023 with all the wrestling that's going on in this country, in the United States and in the world, you know? But honest to God, can you appreciate how lucky we are and how much cool stuff we have at the moment? It's so great, dude. It is so great. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I guess where I was going with that was Ring of Honor. Dude, it's so awesome. You know what I mean? And I love that. I love that Khan bought it, and I love that he's keeping it. He's keeping Ring of Honor. He's keeping Honor Club. He's keeping all that happening. I love that it's still the same music. He keeps the same ring announcers. It's the same ring setup, same colors. I mean, they tweak the logos and the championships, right? But it doesn't really matter. They keep everything. He's very, and Khan has always had a thing about, being respectful to the business. So he's being respectful to the Ring of Honor brand. I got nothing but love for that. Nothing but love for that. Let's see. Everyone, please tell Ashley Tate. Ashley, it is insanely good to see you, my dear. Good to see you. Hola, Ashley says. You guys know AT. She was here with us on the main event. We have done 6M together. She's a blast. She's a lot of fun. I like hanging out with cool people, dude. You guys know that. That's why I liked having Ray on the show, Sandy on the show. That's why I record with people that I enjoy and people I like hanging out with. It's just so much more fun for me. Because I'm telling you something. I've interviewed guys over the years, and I may have podcasted once or two with guys who talk like this. I'm fine. How are you? I'm okay. That was a good match. It's like NPR. Remember the old skit from Saturday Night Live with the NPR ladies? It's that. No, I mean, I can't stand it. Like, and if it's okay if you don't have a voice for this, and if you're not, like I am or whatever, it's perfectly fine. Not a problem. But like, I appreciate people who have heart for this, and I guess skill, maybe. I don't know. It doesn't take a world of skill to do this, but you got to have some people skills. How about that? So anyway, yeah. Ray, I may be heading back your way up to the Big Apple this fall with the job. So on the year anniversary of us hanging out, I may be seeing you again. It's possible. I'll keep you posted. If I head back up to New York, I'll let you know. We'll hook up again, man. Maybe this time it can be before, midnight, 2 a.m, whatever. I don't even remember what time it was. It wasn't that bad. But either way, it'd be cool to hang out, dude. Hang out again. Josh Alexander is very good, Shane. You know that, right? Very good, dude. Always has been. Tim says, Briscoes versus FTR last year. Ooh, that's right. That's right. Oh, rest in peace, Jay. I love me some Jay Briscoe, man. I miss him. I know the family's made peace with it, and they're all really good people, and they've, they're coping with the loss of their brother and father and son, and it's we don't have to get off on that. It's a lot to deal with, right? So all the best to that family, and God, I love me some Mark Briscoe. I think they're holding that World Television Championship for Mark. I think Mark will eventually beat Samoa Joe. That's my prediction. I don't know how soon we're talking, but I think when he's able to go, they'll get him back in the mix. And I think it's only a matter of time. What's up, Will? Good to see you, man. Happy Friday to you. All is well. So, yeah, Ring of Our Death Before Dishonor is going to be a fun show. Can't wait to watch it. Going to be really good. Let's talk about what a lot of people, possibly you, are calling the match of the year. And without a doubt, more than likely, tag team match of the year. FTR versus Bullet Club Gold from Saturday night's AEW Collision. Dude, this match was effing insane. It was so good. It was 54 minutes, 56 minutes, I think, something like that. Insanely good match, dude. I mean, dude, they worked and they worked and they worked and they worked some more. In case anyone in this country didn't know before, hopefully you know now, Jay White is a legend. And Juice Robinson is the real deal. And if you didn't know then, you know now. It is so good. It is so great. Those two guys together are gold, pun intended. So good, man. I'm telling you. It was I can't even put it into words, dude. I can't even put it into words what I'm talking about. But if you guys had to have seen the match, you have to have seen the match. And if you haven't seen it, are you kidding me? So yeah, you got to check it out if you haven't seen it. If you have, depending on how you watch your TV, I have Hulu, so I have it on demand all the time, which is pretty cool. So yeah, if If you guys haven't seen it, by all means, you need to go check it out. It was one of the best matches of the year, and all that stuff is subjective, but a whole lot of people are saying that stuff. So, just so you know. But it's up to you what you guys think. It's all up to you to judge. Again, it's all subjective. You may just think it was an okay match. I don't know. The boy's fine, Ray. Thank you for asking, my friend. Tim says, that what a match. Oh, dude, it was so great. So great. Ray says that match, tag team match of the year. Agreed. Not even close. Loved it. Jay White can work his butt off. Absolutely. Dude, the stuff he had in Japan, his career in Japan, his run was one for the ages. Dude, he beat everybody. He beat everybody like twice. You know what I mean? This guy pinned Tanahashi. He pinned Okada. He pinned Omega. He pinned Ospreay. Dude, let's don't sleep on the career that Jay White had in the Land of the Rising Sun. Dude pinned everybody. He pinned the referee. He pinned me one time. Jay White's beat everybody that's worth beating. And now he's going to start doing it in AEW. Uh-oh. Spoiler alert. I don't know. I don't know if that will actually happen, but wouldn't it be cool if he went on a tear? The great thing about Jay can be a world champion today, right now, in any company. In any company on the planet. He just so happens to be in a company that has MJF and John Moxley and Kenny Omega, who he's already beat. Bryan Danielson. Dude, I'm telling you. Tim says he's 3-1 against Okada. Well, there you go, my friend. Mark, I'm doing well. Good to see you, dude. Thanks for watching the show. So, yeah, again, if you haven't seen this match, go out of your way to see it. I'm currently trying to catch up on the G1. I'm very, very close to being caught up. I fell a bit behind. I watched the show, trying to think. Right now, I'm on July 18th. July 19th. I watched the July 18th version or show of the G1. And, man, that match with Okada and ELP was freaking fantastic. Really, really good stuff. So, yeah. But I'm telling you, man, if you're not watching the G1 with New Japan, you have to check it out because it is some of the best wrestling you're ever going to watch. And I'm saving this right now because on the July 19th edition, I'm getting ready to watch Eddie Kingston destroy Evil. Don't nobody spoil this for me. I've seen no spoilers. I've stayed away from them. I'm very proud of myself, but I'm trying to catch back up. I watched the first 2 nights, the morning, days after through the weekend, and now I'm getting all the way caught up. I refuse to be behind on the G1 this time. I won't do it. There you go. I don't know if it's confirmed or not for London getting WrestleMania 2024. I couldn't answer that. Says Jay White versus Sting, make it happen. That would be fun. That would be a very fun match. I'd buy that. I'd pay to see that. What did you guys think of Blood and Guts that happened this past Wednesday night? I think it was Chris with a K said it was barbaric. I'll put it to you this way. They passed down the new rules of engagement for that company. Don't everybody bleed on each other. Don't everybody hit each other in the back of the head with a sledgehammer. Don't nobody eviscerate your opponent. Don't nobody do a triple backflip somersault through a flaming table through 5 rows of people. Let's cut that out. Okay. So let me ask you a question. Was Blood and Guts ruined for you because not all 10 guys were bleeding buckets? Not for me. It wasn't. I think, and I was talking to Jay Luck recently. Shout out to Jay from the Untitled Wrestling Podcast and Two Nations Under Ted, shameless plug. And Jay made a good point that the blood didn't come until a certain point in the match, which makes it even better. So I agree with that, actually. And I agree with the fact that, as I said before, not all 10 guys got color. To me, it doesn't ruin a match when that happens because, again, it's blood and guts, yeah. But at the same time, you got to be realistic about this stuff. As somebody said to me, they asked me what I thought about, look, here's what I'll say, and we covered this last week. We don't have to spend a lot of time on it, but here's my opinion on this. Nothing's changed in 7 days, kids. My absolute honest opinion on this is pretty simple, and that is this is not the same company that they were when they first started, 3 years ago? The more they evolve, the bigger TV deals they sign, the more they mature, the bigger they get, the better they are, the more they will have to change to suit and fit the time. Okay? That's just how it is. They will have to change to suit and fit the time. It's the truth. That's how this works. So, understanding that and understanding that this is how things work, okay, then I'm okay with it. And anyone that's having a hard time over it, they've sold out, all this, please don't do that to them. It's not fair to them. You know what I mean? It's really not fair to that company at all. They're just trying to do the right thing by the sponsors, right? By the network, by the fans, dude. This is not the 80s. I love me some Jim Crockett. AEW is not Crockett Promotions. No disrespect to that company. It's not Crockett Promotions. The closest thing to Crockett Wrestling is New Japan. I will never stray from that. You'd have to go a long way to get me to change my opinion on that. And I'm telling you, you won't get me to do it. It's not going to happen. It's how I feel. But AEW is not Crockett Wrestling. It's not the territory days. In terms of the Blood and Guts match itself, the moment that AEW Dynamite started on Wednesday and I heard the first bump took, I said, the ring's not been mic'd properly. It's off. Not the end of the world, but I noticed it. I heard it all night. And then when they lowered the cage and they started working to the other ring, dark. It's dark. It's too dark. It's not well lit. Now, supposedly, from what I heard, from what I understand, they threw that ring in there and the rig and everything really quick that day. So it could have been they didn't have time for the lighting tests and all that. Unfortunate, because it was dark on that side of the ring. Dark side of the ring. I called it when I said it. There was a handshake that happened. Kenny Omega took the mic after the match and he rambled on for like 4 minutes or whatever it was. And then they shook the hands of Moxley, Claudio, and Wheeler. Isn't that something? They didn't air it. Claudio had an interview with Sports Illustrated where he said he actually thought the interview should have been aired live. Yeah. Tennessee says John Moxley brought a screwdriver to the match. I really loved. That was pretty intense. That's Mox, man. That's become his weapon of choice. Philip said to the wrestlers to get paid more money if they bleed. No. And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know that they ever got paid more money. I think even back in the territory days, I don't think that was a thing. I can't sit here and swear to it, but I don't think it was a thing. I think what it coincided with was main events. And main events often always got a better payoff because NWA built its cars around the main event match. And that was what drew fans to the arena. These days, things are different. You know, yes, a talent can cause an arena to sell out. We've seen it with Punk. We've seen it with other guys. So, yes, that much is true. But Punk doesn't even have to wrestle. He just has to show up. You see what I'm saying? So, like, the days of we build this card to sell out this town with this main event match, and everybody comes for that, and they'll get all these other matches. It's not impossible. It can still happen, sure. But I don't think that's the norm anymore. People come to see the entire package. They don't just come to see the lines. They come to see the whole circus now. Do you see what I'm saying? So there was once upon a time main event. If you're in a main event spot, payoff was better. If you were on the card with a big draw like a Hulk Hogan or Ric Flair, traditionally your pay was better as well. If you're running a town where Rick wasn't in the main event or he wasn't on the card, you weren't going to have that good of a house. It was still going to be solid, but it wouldn't be as much as it would have been more than likely had Flair been the guy that night. Hope that helps. Sugar Shane says Blood and Guts was okay, a bit too choreographed. I see where you're coming from, but there again, everything these days is so choreographed. You just got to hope that you can't notice it all that much. Ray says he knows Claudio's standing still waiting for a buckshot. Yeah, I noticed that too, for sure. Josh says, hi, good afternoon. What's up, my friend? Good to see you. Chris with the K says, I lost the last bit of the match because it went a little bit over the record time. Yeah, somebody said that they lost signal, that the AEW show lost the feed at some point. It didn't happen for me, but I saw that somewhere on social media. I forget where I saw that. Somebody was complaining or asking if everybody had lost their feed that night during the show. So, yeah, I don't know. It was okay with me, though. Shane says, if you all want to hear how wrestling is supposed to sound, look up Memphis Wrestling and watch a match. All the sound of the ring. Is that what you're talking about? Tim says, you can tell John Moxley loves doing this. And look, Tim, I will say the same thing I said to you guys like a month or two back, however long it's been. You know all the cool stuff we've seen from John in 3 years? I just want you to reflect on it. Not just the blood, but his tour of Japan, the Death Rider gimmick, his matches with Suzuki, his matches with anybody in Japan, with Naito, whoever, his winning, becoming a world champion again, him doing it in the way he wants to do it, being a true locker room leader, being one of the top guys, unquestionable top guys, with a true love and passion for the business and the company that he works for. You know how that's happened the past 3 years? Take AEW out of this equation and none of that happens. I'll wait and let you stew on that. None of that happens if not for AEW. It's the truth. None of it happens. None of it. He would never have been allowed to go to another company like Japan. He would never have been allowed. He would never have been the top guy. No chance. No chance. Not in that company. I saw some sort of ridiculousness the other night about, there was flashbacks. Someone posted pictures, a video of the gas mask nonsense that he was doing in WWE. And some of the more, I'm gonna call them morons because that's what they are. I don't care. Some of these morons in the chat talking about this is what Moxley loved. This was him having fun. This is him having fun. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Has anyone bothered reading Moxley's book? I have. This is not the truth. Mox hated that stuff. He thought it was ridiculous. He felt silly and stupid. The mustard and ketchup bottles, he didn't like that. It's not that he was above comedy, but at some point it became, is this what I am now? I'm just a sideshow act. If you don't believe me, fine. Go read the book. Go read the book. Anyone that believes, well, Moxley was having fun. No, he wasn't. What are we talking about? You want to know what I think? I think that WWE lifers still hate the fact that the guy they know as Dean Ambrose is dead and gone. And you know what? May he rest in peace. I'll take John Moxley any day of the week. Chris with the K, thanks for hanging out, my friend. Have a great weekend. Let's see. Oh, I see. Whenever the court limit. Yeah. So yeah, I love what we're getting from Mox. I'm a big fan. We mentioned Daniel Bryan. Try it again. Bryan Danielson, he did break his arm. He has had surgery. He posted 2 pics, one of the break and another one of steel rods and whatnot, and screws. Oh, he'll be setting off metal detectors now, I imagine, right? That's fun stuff. So yeah, I'd like to see him back in time for All In. I don't know if he's going to make it. All In's fast approaching. I do not believe he'll be ready. I mean, he legitimately just had surgery. I mean, even if he rehabbed like crazy, he's got 4 weeks till it gets here. That's not a lot of time, baby. That is not a lot of time. I don't know if he'll make it or not, be honest with you. We'll see. I'm curious to see what happens, but I do not think he'll make it in time. I hope so. I hope I'm dead wrong. Hope I'm dead wrong. Ray says, I read the book. He hated the goofy stuff because he said, is this what it comes down to? Ray, what did you think about the stuff that he said there and on Jericho's podcast when he first left? And kids, if you didn't know this, I'll let you know. Where they wanted him to go on TV when he turned heel and talk about Roman's cancer and all that. And there was one line that Vince wanted him to say, and John flat out refused. He said, I will not say this on TV. You can't make me say this. I won't do it. It was so bad, apparently, he wouldn't even say it on Jericho's podcast on that episode. He tells Chris on the episode, I'll tell you off mic, but I won't tell you as you're recording. It was that bad. He said, I've never heard anything like it. He said, I will not repeat this on TV. And Vince told him supposedly, well, if you feel that strongly about it. And he's like, I do. I'm not saying this. Look, it's not up to me to kill and bury Vince McMahon. Okay. That's not my job. That's not why I'm here. I'm here because I really, really enjoy pro wrestling and I love doing this show and I love hanging out with you cats. All right. It's the truth. But I'm going to tell you something. For anybody watching this show, live or later, that defend Vince McMahon till the day is long and talk about, he gave us this, he gave us that. You need to understand and recognize who you're talking about. Vince is the biggest carny that this business has ever seen. Also the richest guy. I get it. Everyone that supports him is going to love to throw the dollar signs into my face. Sick of that stuff. Sick of that nonsense, okay? But I'm just telling you right now, you're not dealing with the greatest guy you've ever seen and not the best person you've ever seen either. So keep that stuff in mind. Ash, stick around longer when you can come back. God bless it. Ash, what's up? Come back when you can stay longer. I'll get it. So yeah. Anyway, that was my soapbox. I'll let you just stew and simmer with that. Tim says that's another wrestler, Danielson, who also loves matches with AEW and loves to wrestle. Yeah, Danielson wanted to do this too, and I think he pitched this to Vince, and they told him no. So we can't let you do that. He wanted to, and they told him no. See, with that company, with WWE, it's not, and people say, oh, well, they don't want blah, blah. Yeah, they don't. But I think the reasons are maybe not as despicable as you may think. They own your likeness, right? And so the IP is what they're worried about. The IP is what they're worried about. They don't want their talent diluted in another company. They don't want them to appear to be less than what they advertise them to be the rest of the time. Does that make any sense? It's the exact same reason why companies tried to work together back in the 80s and it never worked. You know what I mean? It's easier now. I mean, New Japan and AEW have a good working relationship. Impact and New Japan had a good working relationship. It can be done now. But there's still, I think, some remnants of some of that ego and, well, how can my guy lose for you when he's lose on your show and he's my champion, that kind of thing. So I think that has a lot to do with it. And by the way, Will Ospreay's first match in the G1, he lost. He lost to Tai Chi. I no disrespect to Tai Chi, but Tai Chi's no Will Ospreay. But they worked this gimmick up where, he got hit in the ear and supposedly his equilibrium was thrown off. His balance wasn't right. And he ended up losing that match. Well, I'm like, when he lost to Tai Chi, I legit popped out loud. And I was like, oh, I did not see it coming. That's why I love the G1 though. The G1, you don't bet on G1. You will lose your house. I promise you. Don't ever do a bracket. It's like college basketball. Forget it, baby. Forget it. Ray says they want him to say something awful and so horrible about cancer. Vince is like that. He's paying millions of dollars to women for assault. I mean, I'm just saying, if it quacks like a duck, walks like a duck. There you go. Speaking of Wrestle Kingdom, is anyone watching this show watching the Wrestle Kingdom? I'm really enjoying this. Wrestle Kingdom is it's like my favorite time of year to be a pro wrestling fan. I love it so much. I can't watch it live. I mean, I could, but man, that would shoot my workday all to pieces. You know what I mean? I'd be so exhausted, I wouldn't be able to get any work done during the day. But I love it. It's just my favorite time of year, dude. It's almost as good as Christmas. If you're a pro wrestling fan, it is almost good as Christmas. I promise you. I promise you. Yep. Anyway, that is there we go. Oh, Phil is asking me. Oh, you know what? Since we're going to get into this, Phil, let's do this. By the way, kids, Ray, lock and load, baby. The floor is open. We're doing it way early today. We're going to have a lot of open floor questions here today, kids. We're going to be loose today with it. It's 20 to 5 right now, my time. So we're going to start wrapping this up in about 20 minutes or so. Back to your question, Philip. Yes, I have watched Heels. I'll be checking it out when it comes back on. Philip, I will tell you, when you see that locker room stuff in that show, for the most part, not for all of it, because a lot of it is TV, but for the most part, what you're seeing is pretty dead on. It's pretty dead on. That's what I'll tell you. And I know that for a fact. It's pretty close. What you saw in The Wrestler, it's pretty close, actually. Really close. They did an excellent job on The Wrestler, by the way. No matter what people want to say about Mickey Rourke or whatever, that guy he's whatever, right? But like the backstage stuff in the locker room is pretty close. I'm just being straight with you. All right. Ray all day. Here we go. NWA or Cypress Hill? I'll go NWA. Partout de la Soul or Gangstar? I'll go Gangstar, actually. And if Adam Cole came to your house and asked you to be his manager for one night for 50 grand, would you do it? Well, yeah. And could I come to the match? Absolutely. Later one to get Beyond Burgers and Fries and a slice of pecan pie. Could I join as well? Absolutely. Absolutely. Are you kidding? You're always welcome when Adam Cole just randomly contacts me out of the blue and wants to go do weird, cool, kooky stuff with me. It is a great show. Yeah, I enjoy Hills quite a bit. Shane, I've seen the controversy. I don't know if we need to get into it here. I think I've made a lot of my political leanings pretty clear on this show. I've vocalized my political leanings at times on this show and been messaged privately by people who disagreed and then got blocked because they made it hateful and nasty. I don't block anyone for disagreeing, but I have been known to block people when they make things hateful and nasty. So I'm trying to keep my political stuff out of this. Here's what I'll say about the gentleman that you're talking about right now. For everyone listening and watching this show who do not live in a small town in the South, this guy does not speak for all of us. Okay? He just doesn't. I don't live in that kind of town. I don't want to live in that kind of town. I don't want to live in a kind of town where we solve problems like that. I don't want anything to do with it. There's my honest to God opinion on it. As I've said multiple times, in my opinion, people need to let people be who and what they want to be. That's number one. Number two, mind your business. If it doesn't concern you, stay out of it. Number three, just because you and your family and your brother Roy and your dad Bubba or whoever all vote a certain way and we don't or I don't, I'm not a villain and I'm not stupid and I'm not trying to take over the world and I'm not part of some sort of demonic cult bent on destruction. What? That's what I'll say. And no, my shirt doesn't have anyone's name on it. Neither does my car. And no, I don't have a flag with someone's name on it either. You know why? Because I don't need it. I don't worship who I vote for. And here I said I wasn't going to get political. But you know what's fun? It's my show. You wonder how I know that? My name's on it. Look. It's not just any old main event. It's Tom Clark's main event. Recognize. Tim says the collision commentary team has been so great. I love Kevin Kelly is fantastic. Kevin Kelly absolutely has given New Japan the voice that it needed and deserves and does such good work every single time he's in front of a mic. Kevin Kelly absolutely crushes it. I've been a fan of that guy for years, man. He's so good. I think Kevin Kelly is one of the best in the game today. I truly believe that. I made the comment like that on one of the social media platforms, and someone came at me and talked about Excalibur is the best in the game today. Look, you can have your opinions. It's fine. And I didn't bash that dude for saying that to me. But for me, in my opinion, I just didn't. I got my thoughts. No disrespect to anybody. There's new out. Ray, is there new Outcast? Oh my God. I got to look this up now. When did this happen? I honest to God didn't know it was out. I know we were talking about it. And by the way, Ray, Outcast with a K. All right. Where is it at, Ray? I don't see it. I looked it up. I don't see it. Man, come on, dude. I don't see it. I don't see it, man. I think Ray's messing with me. Ray, are you messing with me? How dare you? You guys talk. Yeah, Ray, send me the link. Single, I'll take it. Whatever. Shane says, don't waste your time watching the dark side of the ring. Abdul the Butcher, in my opinion, it was horrible. You know, remember how I've said multiple times on the show, I don't care to watch that? I did find myself going down a rabbit hole recently and watched a few. I've not watched the one with Abdullah. I'll be honest with you. The fact that Abdullah is held in any kind of high regard now after the whole hepatitis thing that happened with him is kind of surprising, if I'm being real. I did not see that coming because honestly, I thought that was going to scar him for life because supposedly he had hep and he knew it and he didn't tell anybody. And everybody found out he's bleeding all over everyone and they're bleeding for him. I'm just going off what I can recall. Yeah, Ray, send me that link, dude. What else we got, kids? What else you got for me? We still got 12 minutes, baby. There's 15 of you here. People start speaking up. Open floor means wide open. Whatever you guys want to talk about, within reason. Within reason. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. All right, Ray, sounds good. So what else is happening, kids? What else you guys want to talk about? There's got to be something else here, man. Don't tell me we're going to take it home early. That never happens. That never happens. Someone mentioned Dominic Mysterio earlier. How do we feel about him winning the championship? He won, what, the North American title? How do we feel about that? Anybody got a problem with it? Has anybody got a problem with him? You know, I've heard a lot of talk about him recently, and it kind of feels like he has that go-away heat. You know, the X-Pac heat. When you got X-Pac heat, brother, you know it. You know what I mean? I don't know if he does or not. Yeah, Blair Davenport is Will Ospreay's girl, or she was. B. Priestley. Yeah, I think. Yeah, well, I don't know. B's been in the business for a while. You could say that her and Jamie are, I would suspect they're probably friends anyway. I would suspect, but that's just, I don't know if that's true or not. Philip, why isn't Adrian Adonis? Adrian's not in the Hall of Fame? I honestly didn't know that. I didn't know that Adrian Adonis is not in the Hall of Fame. I don't have a good answer for that. Adrian didn't check out like badly, did he? Is there any controversy over the way Adrian checked out? I don't think there was there? I could be wrong about that, right? I don't know. I didn't think so, though. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's a good question. Well, let me throw one back to you, Phil. How much do you care about the Hall of Fame? I'm not being facetious. I genuinely want to know, how much do you care about the Hall of Fame? Because to some people, it means a heck of a lot. And to other people, they just see it as work. I'm kind of in between on it. I always have been. Jim says, no problem with Dominic Mysterio. He's doing his job good. I agree with that, actually. He's grown on me. He's gotten better, too, by the way. Watch Vince Carter's slam dunk was better than Slam Dunk 2000, or the one he dunked on at 7. Which Vince Carter? The slam dunk competition, in my opinion. In my opinion. Just because he called his shot when he turned around and said it's over. People have tried to mimic that over the years and they can't do it. I love that spot. That's good stuff. Yeah, so like when he, all right, so but it wasn't like under bad circumstances. I don't remember this. Was it drunk driving or anything wacky or any reason why they wouldn't put him in? He's going to go out for the team, Ray. He's going to go out for the team. My son is. That's what he says. I don't watch Impact Wrestling full time. I can tell you that when I do watch Impact, like big shows like pay-per-views and whatnot, I'm usually pretty happy with them. They usually tend to step up pretty well on the big shows. But, there again, as anything else, it's all subjective, man. Right? It's all subjective. Yeah, I can't find that tune, Ray. I've looked everywhere. Well, I can't find it. What's up, David Down Under? My family's doing well, man. Hope yours are. I love me some Chris Bay, dude. I love Chris Bay. Chris Bay's the man. Plus, he was part of Bullet Club with Jay White, so that's something to think about. Bring him in, put him with Jay and Juice and the Guns. I still believe that Jack Perry should be with Bullet Club Gold. That's what I think. I think it'd be a great combination. Why did Starks turn heel? Brother, if I knew, I'd tell you. I was not a fan of that, to be honest with you. It didn't make any sense to me. Still doesn't make any sense to me. Was I surprised that Owen Hart? I was. I actually thought Ruby was winning. They can give it to heels. They gave it to heels last year. Cole and Britt Baker were both heels last year. Why do we care who gets it? I see why they gave it to Willow. Dude, they put a rocket on Willow's back, shot her straight to the moon. Good for her. I'm not disputing it, but I think it would have been cool to see Ruby get her flowers for a change, in my opinion. Alma says Sting, new leader of the Bullet Club. I don't hate that, except no one's going to be an alpha over Jay White. Nobody. Jay White's the alpha. Jay White's not going to give up control of Bullet Club Gold to anybody. My opinion. I don't think that would ever happen. I'm talking about character work. Okay, kids? But Jay White is the alpha. No chance. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. She says, what do they do with Wesley? I have no idea. I don't know. 6 minutes, kids. We got any more? Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Whatever you guys want to throw out on the table, it is the open floor. I will remind you right now, since we have a moment in time to discuss it, Tom Clark's 6M podcast and Two Nations Under Ted, a Ted Lasso podcast. Both of these shows are available for subscription and download. Right now, today, Two Nations pod is the only thing that's been published is the teaser. The actual show begins on August 12th. You do not want to miss that when it comes out. It's going to be a blast. I can't wait for you kids to hear it. It's coming together quite nicely. I think you guys are going to thoroughly enjoy it. At least I hope so. And again, if you're Ted Lasso fans, I highly encourage you to check it out because I do think that you'll dig it. All right. I'm going to find the links here. I'm going to share them here with you on the screen so you can see it for yourself. Where are you? There it is. You know what? I'll share the main event as well. Might as well, right? Boom, 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 boom. All right, ready? Present. Let's talk about them. Right now, the show you're watching, yes, you're watching a video show, and ain't it pretty? But you can also subscribe to Tom Clark's Main Event as an audio podcast. It's released as video live and then audio after this show ends. It's uploaded as audio. Here you see the main page, Tom Clark's Main Event.libsyn.com. This is where you can find the show online. It's also available on the YouTube. Just look up Tom Clark's Main Event on YouTube. You can't miss it. As you know, as you can see, this is episode 315. Today we're recording episode 316. All of the archives are here. Every single episode of the show. Oh, where'd that come from? My apologies. I've been fighting a cold all week. Remember how last Friday I kept coughing at you? My apologies. Woo, that's what I get for doing a podcast dry, yeah? Where was I? All 315 episodes of Tom Clark's Main Event are available for download, okay? They're all here, as you can see. We talk about everything here on the show, everything we possibly can. You go back through the archives, you will find interviews with Randy Orton, The Big Show, Rob Van Dam, Greg the Hammer Valentine, and a host of others. You don't want to miss those. You get a short bio here with a couple of links, and you also get contact information if you want to contact the show. Enter your name, your email, whatever it is you've got a question about, anything you want to discuss. and I will email you back because that's just the kind of dude I is. Also, let's see here. We'll show another one to you just because this is how we roll, baby. How we roll, baby. This is Tom Clark's 6M podcast. Coming up this week, we'll release episode 150. I'm very proud of this show, as I am all the things that I do. This show is insanely fun, as you can see. Movies, music, Marvel, magazines, miniseries, and more. Tom Clark's 6M podcast. This page, this logo, the podcast artwork will change as of Tuesday. It will be something just completely different. Boy, I butchered that. It will be something completely different. I think it looks sharp. It looks great. It's a vast departure from the logo you see here, but I think you're going to dig it. I'm a big fan of it. What you see is a DIY logo. I did this myself 3 years ago, whatever it's been. But what you're going to see Tuesday is professionally done. I think it looks pretty sharp, and I think you're going to dig it. All 149 episodes are here. Here is the eclectic mix of topics that you get. Watch with me. We just released T2 Judgment Day. That's Terminator 2 for you kids in the cheap seats. Superbad, the Flash movie, the X-Men film, the Spider-Verse, Living Colors Vivid, The Longest Yard, the Big Lebowski watch-along commentary, Superman Returns, the original Terminator, The Hangover Part 3, an episode about Paul is Dead from the Beatles, Solo, a Star Wars story, The Blueprint 3, Part 2 and Part 1, Jay-Z, of course, Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery, Cody Rhodes, Iron Man 3, Galaxy Quest, New Jack City, Queen's first album. Kids, this show has everything. A little bit of wrestling, a little bit of movies, a little bit of music. Dude, you name it, we've got it, man. The 6M is fun. I really, again, thoroughly enjoyed doing that show. So please and thank you. Check it out. Mean loads to me. I got one more to share, and I'll get back to your questions before we take it home today. One more to share. This is Two Nations Under Ted, a Ted Lasso podcast. If you are a fan of the show Ted Lasso, as you can see this logo right here, it is a tribute to the AFC Richmond logo from the show. I did not do this, but I did design it. I think it looks pretty sharp, baby. I'm really, really, really happy with how it came out. Two Nations Under Ted is a Ted Lasso podcast that features yours truly, but also Joe Higgins of the Damn It Vince podcast and the Hallmark of Greatness, and Jay Luft, great friend of the show from the Untitled Wrestling podcast. The only thing we put out so far is the teaser. The teaser is available right now, audio and video on the YouTube. So please go check it out. If you're a fan of Ted Lasso, I promise you, you will enjoy this show. We're working hard on it, and I hope you dig it. So there you go. That's all the plugging I'm going to do today. So there we go. Back up. Ray, I promise you Luke Cage is coming. We're going to hook it up. Shane said Jack Perry's new interest. What do I think? I think people hate it, and it's dumb, and they hate it because it's dumb. And I think that's why it's working. I'm not a fan of the music. It's weird. He'll find his style. He'll find his speed. He'll get there. Or this will all have been a tremendous waste of time, and he never should have turned heel. Only time will tell, yeah? No tickets for Collision next month, Tim. I'm still back and forth on it. Dion, I see you talking to Ray about that. I'm not going to disagree with anything you're saying. Oh, Ray, thanks, brother. I got to check that out. You said you sent it? I don't see it. He texted it to me. Excellent. Even better. Nice. All right. Well, guess what, kids? I think that's all we got. We're going to take it home here. I appreciate you guys watching. As always, do me a favor out there. Everybody have a great weekend. Have the best of weekends. Watch Ring of Honor, Death Before Dishonor tonight. Enjoy the show. Try to watch you some local pro wrestling this weekend if you can, if you have time. You guys, thank you very much for hanging out with me. I always appreciate it. Means loads to me. Thanks so much. And I'm going to see you next time. Remember to subscribe to Tom Clark's 6M podcast and to Two Nations Under Ted, a Ted Lasso podcast. And kids, that's it for us. We'll see you next week right here on Facebook Live. We appreciate you. Wait a minute.